welcome to another episode of Coder Conversations. This is Kevin.
And this is TC.
And what's been going on, man?
Nothing much. Chilling this weekend. Doing some side work here and there, but for the most part, just chilling.
Trying to catch up on your relaxation, huh?
Yeah, because it's definitely like I don't know if I told you, my sister's working this night job, and sometimes I'll wake up at like 12, 1 a.m. Right, I'll go to bed. I'll wake up around 12, 1 a.m. Go get her, and then if I'm lucky, I'm able to fall asleep. And if I can't fall asleep, it's I know it's gonna be a rough day.
Yeah,
because I'm just up. Yeah,
man, it's kind of tough, man.
Yeah.
Why they gotta working so late? Like she
works at a pizzeria or a pizza joint. I guess they sell pizzas, and I don't know why, but they're open until like 1, 2 a.m. And she tells me like, there's people that just like that hour before they close, they just get like a bunch of orders. Rush. Yeah, it's like a rush. I don't know who's buying pizza at 1 a.m., but
yeah,
there's customers out there.
Is that even like a safe job, especially like a young woman working at one?
I checked out the place, when I was dropping her off, and it didn't seem too rough.
Okay.
But I get you. I totally get you. It's like, you're like 10 pounds soaking wet. Like you're a young woman working at 1 a.m. It's like
right.
It's not a cool look. And I'm just thankful that she's not like working in the front. She just makes pizzas and stuff in the back. So
okay, that's better.
Front facing and stuff. So
yeah, because I used to do like a bunch of like late night, overnight gigs. For the most part, it's peaceful. There's not a lot of things going on, but when it does, that's when it gets really bad. So
yeah, you get those characters.
You get like the weird crowd. Yeah.
And you see those it's LA, right? You see those type of people, but it's not it's just like, the typical homeless person every once in a while. It's not, I haven't noticed anything too crazy, and she hasn't told me anything too crazy, so I'm thankful that nothing's popped off yet.
Right. Man, have you been on any gaming lately, or not too much?
I just beat Elden Ring for the first time.
Yeah.
I got the somewhat bad ending. I'm debating if I want to go back and play New Game Plus. I did start a New Game Plus, but I feel like that's gonna be a commitment. It's like something that I have to sit down and be like, all right, let me grind out this game one more time. But like it's cool. It's cool. Like I feel like I know there's definitely other stuff that I haven't done in Elden Ring yet, but I feel like compared to other Souls games that I've played, like Sakura, I enjoyed like the class system and the open world part of it. And I know you were saying like you didn't really like the open world stuff. Like you feel like it didn't benefit the series.
I think I don't mind it, but I feel like it kind of takes away like the focus, like the constant tension, like like you got all these souls or runes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
In Elden Ring you can kind of just warp and get to a safe place, whereas like in these Souls games you got to go through like these corridors. It's like more constant tension, like you're more at risk of losing those souls. And I kind of feel like the open world, it gives it like an MMORPG feel to where like you're not in danger unless you choose to engage in the enemy.
Right.
Like you just like ride off or something.
Yeah, you could. I've definitely feel like there's times where I feel like, okay, I have a lot of souls or runes or whatever, and I get ambushed, or like I'm in an area that I know there's a lot of people or enemies, and I try to take them on, but then I get hit in the back, or I get knocked down, and then they just like there's no way for them to get off me, or I try running away and then I die. There's definitely instances like that
Yeah.
where I get it in over my head. So, I mean, yeah, there's like times where you could just pick up and run away, but I just feel like it's not like you could just like warp to a save point, like because the game prevents you from warping if you're like in the middle of a fight. So, there's a little bit of A, a little bit of B.
Like if you play Dark Souls 2, you're gonna really get the feeling of Elden Ring. And I think the Dark Souls 2 team really worked on that a lot because it literally like feels like Elden Ring feels like what they really wanted to do with Dark Souls 2.
Mm, okay.
Those crystal bosses that have the little rings or whatever.
Right.
They kind of spin around like they got something like that in Dark Souls 2. It's like literally the same thing except they just look different.
Yeah. Somebody was saying that I was watching a video one time and they were talking about how a lot of the bosses were like concepts from like Bloodborne or other
Yeah.
FromSoft games that like they just sort of pulled into
Yeah.
Elden Ring. And like for example, the Tree Sentinel is kind of like the samurai dude from Sakura.
Okay.
He's like really loud, and he's like, "My name is whatever," and he's riding
Yeah.
the bull or the horse or something. And then if you like, there's also like moves and stuff that are similar to from Sekiro as well. So
Hmm.
I think that like it doesn't hurt to rehash stuff that you've already made, right? Especially like concepts that may have just got cut from the game or whatever. But because you've worked on all this stuff, right? It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense to not reuse it in some way.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I could definitely like Elden Ring to me feels like a mash of like blood. Like if the bosses feel like Bloodborne or Sekiro, like the speed of them,
Mm-hmm.
actual combat that you're fighting at, it feels like Dark Souls 1 or something.
Yeah.
Feels like a mishmash of all, and like the theme looks like Bloodborne, kind of like a creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think they took all the teams and put them on Elden Ring and kind of
Yeah.
mixed it in.
And they were just like, all right, here's the gumbo of Souls games. Here you
Yeah,
go. Yeah. Yeah. But
like if I were to change something, I would. You went through Volcano Manor, right? Did you go through like the whole thing, or did you kind of just like skim through it?
I have okay, so there was definitely points. I went to Volcano Manor. I kind of
Hmm.
skimmed through it. I beat the snake boss, and I beat the apostle or the noble or whatever his name is. Um, but I'm sure there was definitely some more stuff that I could have done
Hmm.
there. Um, but I got to go back and like maybe on this next playthrough, I'll explore places a little deeper because like once I beat the boss or I felt like I beat a major boss in that area, I
Yeah,
just left.
yeah. I
Yeah.
kind of feel like Volcano Manor is like classic Dark Souls, like it's like tense because
Hmm.
you can't really warp out, and it's a long distance between bonfires. So that
Yeah.
it kind of gave me. I want more of that as opposed to like it feels like there's a lot of filler content in there. Like those little catacombs where
Right.
they go in there, hit a switch, and at the
Fight a
entrance
boss.
there's a boss.
Hmm.
Like less of that and more like a Volcano Manor.
Yeah. Yeah. You want like here's the here's the castle, explore this area, and then if you stumble across a boss, fight the boss.
Yeah, more like more unique. As opposed to like those filler dungeons. Like those dungeons look the same all across the world, like all across the map.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think they could shrink the map a little bit and make it more dense. Like
That would be
you know what I
tough.
mean? Like
That you
more
would you
unique
would have
content.
like you want layers essentially where like instead of having a bunch of catacombs, like
Yeah,
let's say you go into a portal, you warp to an area under, or you go into a building, that building has a lever, it takes you downstairs or underground to another area, uh, and then like how many levels would you want to the world then? Like instead of breadth, right? You want depth, meaning like we start at what's that place called? The first steps, right? The
Mhm.
Lernia or whatever. And then would you prefer like to just like to go up, like to go in the sky, or would you just prefer to just like have like levels, like keep going underground and
So
then
like when I say dense, I'm talking about more like you're not just riding past like empty scenery, like it's more like unique places to go. Like okay, here's a Volcano Manor like
right?
castle over here, like it's completely unique.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like I kind of feel like they do have some unique places, but they're all spread across that huge map. So
Oh, you want more, you want less, you want yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. It's like okay, we have Lernia, we have Khalid, um, we have well, I forget what the other place is called, that lake area, but you want less distance between the all three of them, right?
yeah,
Or
yeah,
all yeah.
I feel like they could shrink the map some and like make the places more interesting to visit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you first visit Khalid, it was like cool, right? Like you see
Yeah.
this like real dangerous looking world, but then
Yeah.
you just ride around. It's like it doesn't
Uh,
really feel like there's
yeah.
something that unique there. You know what I mean? It's just a different graphic pack almost. Like
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Um yeah, it wasn't I mean, thinking back, I I see what you're saying. I do feel like if the game had more maybe more NPCs,
yeah, that would make
because
it a
I
lot more interesting.
like at least like NPCs that are in the world that isn't just you riding around and meeting like a one-off person here and there,
Yeah,
like and a one-off person that's not the merchant, right? Because merchants are one thing,
right.
right? But then like I feel like Sekiro had um
Yeah, yeah, it did.
I feel like Sekiro had more people in the area. Like even though like okay, you like take the first place for example, right? You resurrect, you see the old man who gives you the prosthetics, you meet the chick that fills your gourd, and then you're off, right? And then from
Hmm.
there, you meet like the merchant guy, and he tells you about like the warring the war and the Ashitaka, right? And then like it builds upon that. Like you're meeting NPCs that are telling you about the world, and
Yeah.
I feel like Elden Ring has that, but if it was smaller and you met more NPCs,
Hmm.
I feel like it would make the world more. It would flesh out the world a lot more
Yeah.
because like don't get me wrong, like I love Elden Ring. It's great. It's a great game,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I feel like the only way for me to get lore and for me to really understand the world that I'm living in, I would have to just explore and read a lot of the weapons and stuff that I get and read the lore through that instead of at least like even if it's a text-based NPC. I'm not saying it has to
Yeah.
be voice acted, but like just somebody that can help piece something together. I
Hmm.
think that would be nice.
I
And it
think
would
oh, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I think that would make the world feel less filler. Like
Yeah.
it would make it feel like less of like okay, I'm just riding in this open vast area. There's nothing to do but just kill people and look for catacombs.
Exactly. Yeah, like I think it would make you feel like more connected to the world. Like why do you want to be Elden Lord if everything's like dead almost? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
is you don't really care about the world that much.
Yeah. Yeah. Because thinking back, like the really the only NPCs you could talk to are the NPCs at the round table, the
Yeah.
finger readers, and that's it. I mean, like most of the people you meet in the world will also be at the round table, right? And
Yeah.
then that's it. Um, do you think
Exactly.
do you think Elden Ring's gonna get DLC?
Yeah, I think all of the Souls game had like one pack, so I think I get some, but I don't really see what they can do. It's already like massive. Like, what can they really do to make you want to play another 40 hours, you know? Like
Uh,
add bosses or I don't know. There's so many bosses already that it's like I don't know if I want more Elden Ring right now because there's so much to do already.
yeah,
So
right.
I'm trying to just finish it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of what I would want in DLC. I would say maybe uh maybe another enemy type, something
Yeah,
different, because there's now that I think back, like there's a lot of enemies that are just repeated.
yeah,
Like the night guys that fly and stuff.
yeah.
That was
Crucible
pretty
Knight.
repeated. The Crucible
Yeah,
Knights. There's that one enemy where they're not goblins, but they're like wolves or
yeah, they're like
whatever, and
little. Okay.
they have the blades and they swing their blades around. Um,
Yeah,
and then you fight a lot of dragons. Like
yeah.
fight a lot of dragons, and then a tree sentinel. Yeah,
Yeah, there's it's kind of like that huge giant they reuse that a lot too. The like
yeah,
the one you meet initially on the way to Stormville, they have
yeah,
like him in different variations.
yep, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I feel like maybe more enemy types. Well, you fight a lot of crabs, you fight a lot of dragons, you fight a
Yeah,
lot of lobsters. Yeah,
I think they need to rebalance. Like they need to make archery more powerful. Like it was actually good in Dark Souls 1 and 2, but in Elden Ring it's like worthless almost. Like, I haven't seen any people use like archery really. They use it as they won't use
yeah.
it as their main weapon. They'll use it as their
No,
side, you know.
yeah. I thinking about it now. I rarely do I ever use a bow. I think I used it once again in inside that tower area where
Yeah.
there's a a wizard or whatever, and the wizard keeps running away from you.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so I think I used it there, and that's it. Like
Yeah.
in my entire playthrough, I never used a bow and arrow, but that's because I had magic instead. I think
Mm.
once you unlock like summons and like you start really uh, beefing up your build in other ways, the bow and arrow just becomes useless.
Yeah. I think they need to like rebalance some of the classes. It seemed like okay, you either bleed or you're doing like magic of some
Or
sort.
frost. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And that's pretty much the main combos. Like make the other ones more powerful at least to make
yeah,
the game more interesting.
yeah. I think they'll definitely rebalance. They'll keep rebalancing the game as time goes on. Does Dark Souls initially have like classes, or is this the first Souls game with classes?
Oh no, it always had
Okay,
classes, but like classes is really meaningless. It's just like changes what stats you start with. Like this
right.
class has like more starts with more intelligence. This one starts with
Hmm.
more strength. But yeah,
Yeah.
Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, they all have it. So
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna jump into Dark Souls eventually. I
yeah,
I might cop Dark Souls 1. Well, we'll see.
yeah.
Um,
One was my favorite, man. That's probably probably the best game of all time in my opinion.
I'll probably start there. I'll probably cop it tonight and then just start playing through it. I went back to Sekiro and I miss being able to roll.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
miss being able to roll. Like I get it. I get the whole like parry system, but I don't think I missed it. Like
yeah. Kind of used to the Souls feel now.
yeah, yeah. Like because now like Sekiro was my first Souls game and I liked it, but now like now that I played Elden Ring, I'm like man, like Sekiro is nice, but this is better.
Yeah, right, more up your alley. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like it because you get to change your character to your preference. Like you're not forced to use what they
yeah,
give you.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I feel like Sekiro is very much a straightforward. This is your character, and we give you a skill tree, but like it's not like Elden Ring or whatever, where you could just build out your character how you want, and and,
Yeah,
and build them, and have them be like totally unique to you. Um, yeah, but
I feel like Elden Ring did a lot of things well. Like probably game of the year or one of the games of the year. I don't know if I want to give it the game of the year yet, but there's ways it can improve. Like it's not the
right,
perfect game.
right. Speaking of game of the year, right? So, what was it? There was that leak a long time ago from
Hmm.
GeForce, right? NVIDIA, and it had a bunch of crazy stuff on it, like God of War and Final Fantasy
Yeah,
VII Remake and Ghost of Tsushima, and so like we've discussed this before, but like now that like more games are starting to slowly like come out and be revealed, that list is starting to become like more and more creditable. Meaning like
yeah,
at first it was like, okay, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4, whatever, and then bam, like
yeah. It comes out.
it came out, it got announced, right? And so what was it? I think Returnal was on that list.
Yeah,
Returnal and Ghost of Tsushima. And so I'm kind of excited to try out Ghost of Tsushima
it's a great game, man.
because I've again I keep hearing great things. I just don't want to cash out the money to get a PlayStation 5 or a
Yeah, I
PlayStation
don't
4.
blame you. You can't even get a PlayStation 5 now. It's so hard.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I looked into a Series X recently. They were in stock for a little while.
Let me see. Ghost. If it ever loads, I'm sure. I'm gonna see if I can find a PlayStation 4 at least. I doubt it.
And I actually had won a lot, the little Sony Lotto, and I
Hmm.
had the ability to get a PS5, but I didn't pull the trigger. But I don't think I'm really missing out on much. Got like a couple of exclusives, but all the other games are on other systems, like cross gen. So
Yeah, yeah. I feel you. Yeah, it's not even. Yeah, good luck. You're not gonna be able to get it.
you can't even find a PS4.
Nope.
Man, that's
Nope.
crazy.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
I wonder if it's like the chip shortage or like what's causing so much, like even PS4s out of stock.
I feel like once people realize they can't get their hands on a PlayStation 5, they went to PlayStation 4s just to
Yeah,
get whatever they could get. Yep.
yeah. Whoever thought like video game consoles would be like gold, you might as well stock up on video game consoles and resell them.
Yep. Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
I'll go ahead.
it's the same thing with sneakers, Like as
Yeah,
soon as they drop or whatever, they just set their bots up to buy it, and then boom, they they cop it.
especially as things get more expensive, man. I think the video game is going to become a more prevalent hobby because it's still like it's relatively cheap. Like okay, you drop 500 for the system, but you can get games for like $10,
Yeah.
$15.
Yeah.
So people need a way to pass time, and especially as things get more expensive. Like, do you really want to go out and eat and pay like $40 just for you? You know what I mean? Or buy a game and be entertained for a month?
um. Yeah. No. I see it. I see it like this. Like entertainment's gonna have to come. Entertainment. I feel like we're gonna have to find ways to entertain ourselves. That's not super expensive unless you just got it like that, and you just have
Yeah,
like super high tastes. You just have to, to be out there. But one thing I did note, or one thing I have noticed is like a lot of games can be grindy, right? And so like for the people that do game as a hobby, right? I believe there should be easy mode for some games. Meaning like if it's a story based game and you just want to get through the story, like for example like not Elden Ring, but more so like The Last of Us or God of War. or Final Fantasy 7 or whatever. Like if you want like an easy mode and you just want to get through the game and see the story, I feel like there should be an easy mode for those, or like a story based mode for those people that don't have a lot of time to sit and grind.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't put no easy mode in Elden Ring though.
No, but that's where I was going. Is like I linked you to that mod the other day where it's like people have modded Elden Ring to make it an easy mode for that, and it's like I haven't touched it, but it doesn't make sense to like turn the game upside down. It's not the original. They were the original creation. Like if I made like bosses where like, okay, I could one shot bosses, or I could get like 1,000,000 runes every time I killed like a basic enemy or whatever. It takes out that sense of accomplishment, like that. Yeah. Like, okay, yeah, I finally beat this boss after trying this much. I had to switch my build and realized that they're effective against this instead. Like you take the it's like okay, it's like you're taking away that what's the word I'm looking for, I
feel like it kind of makes the world less dangerous, less interesting if it's so easy. Like you don't really feel fear when if you're just one shot and everything, it's hard to die. But you
take away that
atmosphere,
yes,
kind of
that yes feeling. Like when you accomplish something, you're like, man,
yeah,
I hit that wall, and then boom, you finally accomplish it. That euphoria that's like, yes, I did it. Yeah. Finally, I beat this boss. Like, man, this boss was annoying. Like you be telling me all the time, like, man, this boss is a job. Like, but then you finally beat whatever. Like that feeling, you don't get that feeling. Make it easy. You don't
exactly. It's kind of like if you play old Nintendo games. If you beat the game, like it's like, man, this was an accomplishment because it was so hard.
Yeah, no easy mode there.
No, man. Yeah. That's why they built those controllers so tough, man. Kids just be smashing it to the ground because it's so frustrating.
Yeah. They're like, oh, it's too easy. Make it a little bit harder. Okay, cool.
Didn't you jump into Mega Man 8 recently?
Yeah. Like, I'm having a tough time with that. So I got through the first 4. I know like Mega Man games are like this, where you beat the first set of bosses or whatever, and then the next set of bosses get introduced, right?
Yeah.
Well, like I beat the first set, flipped it over, I see the new set or whatever, but I can't figure out like which boss to beat first, so I can get the weakness to the other boss or whatever. Like there's an order, and I don't want to look it up. So I'm just like trying stuff over and over again, and I beat 2 bosses, but these last 2 are just like really annoying.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm like I'll get like this close.
Yeah.
But and I got to that point where I'm trying to just like hit them, just okay, die. I don't care if I get hit. I don't care if I trade damage or whatever.
Energy tanks, or you should use an energy tank. Are you trying to save them?
Dang, energy tanks.
Yeah, kind of refill your life.
I gotta go get those.
Yeah.
I've been I guess trying to solo the one bot though. Just use one energy tank throughout the boss or whatever. I've been trying to do it that way, but it's tough, man. I guess to answer your question, like overall, like going back and playing super old school games that I used to play as a kid, it's way more challenging. It's a lot simpler, but that simplicity is like what makes it like super hard.
They didn't hold your hand, man. Like you either beat it or you didn't. They didn't give you like, like it's tough, man. But I beat all the Mega Mans, of the mainline series except 1 and 7. Like 1 is really hard.
The first one, Like the very first.
Yeah. I want to say that one's really hard. Like once you get to the end, man, it's real tough. 7, that was pretty tough. I think I just stopped playing for some reason. I need to go back.
Yeah.
Mega Man X is tough too. The last boss is.
Yeah.
I just never beat him straight up.
Yeah. I'm trying to like. For me, I'm trying to more so play the game as if I didn't have I didn't have access to the internet. I didn't have access to guides and stuff. Just because I feel like that right there makes the game way more enjoyable. Like I'm not trying to just like, okay, cool. If I need to just beat the game, let me just go online and learn whatever and beat the game that way. Like, okay, hey, I got to use this to beat the boss. Oh, sick, no problem. Because that takes away the enjoyment. I feel like that just ruins the experience of.
Yeah.
Like I never beat Super Mario 64, but I'm not gonna look up like how to get all the, stars and all the tricks and stuff because that just ruins it.
Have you gone back and played 64 lately?
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
I might one day. Maybe after I play. There's a bunch of games that I have on my backlog that I want to play first. But I might go back. We'll see.
Yeah, man, we need to start streaming like different games, kind of like hidden gems and things of that nature. That'd be kind of cool.
I think that'd be cool.
Like a pretty cool game I played recently is called like Mighty Goose or something. It was on Xbox. Kind of like have you played Metal Slug?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So definitely check that out.
Reveal trailer. That's last year. 2 years ago. An epic run and gun game. Is this like Alien Hominid? Oh, this is like
no, more like Metal Slug. Yeah, like Contra, Metal Slug. Like I would have never known about that game except Xbox Live.
Oh wow, this is amazing.
Oh, that was a great game. Like the
run and gun shooter. Let loose the goose. That's
is
fun.
Is it on PC as well? I know it's
Steam,
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Steam.
Man, it's crazy. Like it has like so many good games, but you would have never known about them unless
unless you just stumbled upon it or somebody told you about it.
Exactly.
Came out last year. That's 20 bones.
Yeah, I only found out about it because of the Xbox Gaming Pass. They had it on there, and I played it, man. It was a great game. Like probably one of the best shooting games I played.
Yeah, did I ever beat Metal Slug? I probably beat it like maybe the first and second one. I haven't beat any of the other ones though.
Okay. Yeah.
They
don't really make good shooting games anymore, man. So that was a surprise.
Have you played Alien Hominid? Alien Hominid was pretty fun. That was a long time ago.
I think I came out on PlayStation 2 during that.
What else? Shooting games that are fun. Max Payne.
I heard they remaking 1 and 2.
Yeah. I hope it comes out good. I hope that they bring back the voice actor for Max Payne, because if they don't,
I think they will. Though. Yeah, have you played 3?
I haven't played 3.
That was a really good one.
Yeah. Does it have the same guy? Is it still the same Max Payne voice actor?
But he's like older.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta play through him. Yeah. I gotta play through him. I'm enjoying the story and stuff, but it's tough, man. Like I think I got to a part where you have to jump on top of a train, but then if you miss the train, you die. And I keep missing the train every single time. Yeah. And it's to like I'm noticing that where like games will just give you little hints, but they won't tell you where to go exactly. Like Prince of Persia 1, I started replaying that, Prince of Persia 1, and I got to a point where I don't know where to go. And I'm like, all right, well, what do I do?
I think games kind of overdo the concept of not telling you what to do. It makes it like you don't want them to completely hold your hand, but you don't want it to be like you're just walking around for hours trying to find what's next.
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing. Is like, okay, out of the hundreds of hours, how much of that time was spent actually playing the game versus like being lost? And maybe that's a good thing. Like overall, like my first initial experience of Elden Ring being like 140 some odd hours, right? And just to beat the game that first time. Like, I feel like nowadays you just, a lot of people just, at least, or let me not say a lot of people, I'm noticing for myself personally that I'm just trying to get to the end of the game. Okay, cool. I beat the game. Okay, next. What's the next game?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I started the game, beat the game. Okay, next. Like I did that with Final Fantasy VII Remake, where like I just pushed through it and pushed through it and pushed through it until I beat it, and then I felt like there was no need to go back and replay it. Like, could I replay it on a harder difficulty? Probably, but like, do I want to? Probably not. Like, I don't have that
story-based games. You can't really, you're gonna get bored, like just seeing the same cutscenes over and over.
Yep.
Like the battle system has to be really good to want to replay that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's gotta be super fun, or there has to be like a random challenge. Like there's I don't know if you ever heard of these like things called randomizers, where it's mostly for like, I think the PC version of games, right? You run the game on an emulator or whatever, and then you randomize it. And then, for example, like Legend of Zelda randomized, instead of like you could go through the story as per usual, but the chests, whatever items you get from chests are random, right? So you could get like, let's say you could get not the Master Sword early, but let's say you could get like the Steel Boots early in Ocarina of Time, or you could get like, let's say for example, like in Kingdom Hearts, like a boss that you would fight like way later in the game would be super early, like, and that like it mixes up the game, so it's more challenging.
Yeah, I never heard of that. I don't really like random stuff, man.
No?
Nah, not really, man. It feels like I prefer like more handcrafted stuff. But I guess everybody got their preferences. Like,
Like,
we should start streaming games. Like, how did you stream the last time? Like, share your screen.
There's a button at the bottom. There's a button at the bottom that says share. And then you just go to share, and then you said, I understand, let's proceed. And then you pick your screen or window or tab or whatever, and then it lets you stream.
So like when you were playing Elden Ring, you couldn't see the stream, right? Or how did you have that working? Like you had like two computers over there?
I have my laptop, but it's I don't have like it hooked up to the stream or whatever. But like, let's say for example, like I just go down to share, and I hit like I understand, and you could have like you could just share your whole screen or whatever, and I could do like screen. I could share my screen here, but I'm not able to see it. I just know that I'm sharing my screen.
Oh, okay.
And so, like if I was to start playing a game, I could probably play it, but I feel like sharing like playing the game, or like sharing my screen and playing a game through this probably isn't the best experience.
Right.
Like setting up through like OBS or something will probably give us a smoother experience than just
here it's kind of choppy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
man, we might have to look into that OBS.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we'll look into that for the next episode. That'll be kind of cool.
For sure.
Yeah, I think it's a good note to end this one on.
For sure.
So we'll catch y'all later. Peace.
All right. Peace.